Happy Wednesday, everyone. Come sit by the fire with me. I'm in Bend, Oregon. Finished day one of 2 days of a commercial shoot or a campaign for this beautiful resort. It is one of the things that I most enjoy doing. I used to say it has been my hobby. I don't know what to call it now anymore. Things have changed. Things are changing by the day, by the hour. So I wanted to come alive here and just freestyle it, just allow for all the things that I want to share to be captured here. And if it inspires you, if it gives you, if it moves something in you, then I'm happy and pleased. I'm committed to living authentically, and one of those things for me is to speak, to share, to not edit myself anymore. Layers and layers continue to come off, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to resonate for everyone, and the intention is truly, what matters, and take it or leave it. I am completely okay with that, of course. So a lot of things, starting off with today's meditation this morning was absolutely beautiful. It's still rippling. The effect of it is still very much alive, but it's a momentum. It's something that that gets cultivated, and that we're just, like if I was a surfer, I'm like riding this wave and it just, or like it's like wave after wave. It's just beautiful, and I'm able to surf it and enjoy it. And yes, I get tired. I was up at 3:30. Meditation was at 4. It lasted meditation about an hour, then stayed and talked with the group. Did go back to bed, and then I had to go and get breakfast before starting to do wardrobe and then shoot. And in this type of work, there's a lot of stop and go, but you gotta kind of like stay put because things can change. So, just in that, there's a lot that I want to share about that, and how I've been doing it since I was 15 years old. And it was nothing that anybody told me. My mom always wondered where I got this idea that I wanted to model, because that's what I knew back in Mexicali. I really don't know where I got the idea, but it has certainly been a school for me to be in this type of industry, in this line of work. But it's not really work, it's play. It's so much play. But there's, as I continue to unfold in my spiritual awakening, things just continue to get clearer and clearer about the nature of this reality. And I think that one of the things that I'm aware of now too, and that I just want to express and just see, is that a lot of the way I talk now, it's shifting because of things that I'm realizing now. And it's like these puzzle pieces that keep coming together, and there's a lot of the old self that I don't recognize anymore in myself. The past me, would, well, gosh, not, number one, not there to speak about strange things because I was going to be judged. But now I'm becoming more and more comfortable but I think that I haven't been keeping up with speaking about this as fast as I am evolving, that I know I'm going to sound crazy to a lot of people. And some will resonate and some will have no clue what I'm talking about. May wonder what she's, doesn't make any sense. And that's okay. I'm completely fine, because I know that I will resonate with whomever needs to hear what I want to share, what I have to share, what is my desire. I know that we are all connected. That's one thing that I didn't really fully grasp or understand before. I'm gonna say probably, now the thing that mostly that's probably the biggest realization as of last several months, but now I'm getting more and more confirmation that this is the message of the times right now, as the conditions in the world are the way they are. They're close to home, and I grew up in Mexicali, close to LA. I don't have family in LA. I don't want to get, this is not about talking about politics. Actually, it's something that to some is going to blow your mind. Maybe, and maybe not. And I hope not, because then you'll understand where I'm coming from and why I just appear to be so riding this wave of just life is amazing. Absolutely amazing, and things are opening up for me, and I am having synchronicities after synchronicities, and beautiful opportunities continue to come, and it is like this unfolding that I couldn't ever create on my own. From the sky arranging itself in a certain way to re-meeting people again, the people that I'm working with in this project. This morning I walked in to have breakfast, and sure enough, there's someone that I worked in a prior project with him, where we had so much fun, and it was like, it was a surprise, but at the same time it wasn't. It was like, yes, of course you are here. Yes, we get to play together. We get to be in this beautiful resort. The day was absolutely perfection. I mean, you couldn't have set up a better set, like in a movie. I mean, the grass is green, the sky is blue, the trees are perfect, everything is just beautiful. The team, the production team, they're fun. They flew in from different places, Chicago, Texas. So thank you for all the loves. And we get to create these scenarios where I get to play a role. So it's like I can become a child, because when you act, when you model, when you're talent, we're called talent, you step into a role that you're given. And it's, I was talking with another, there's 4 of us that came as talent. There's 2 gentlemen and myself and another woman, another girl, and we were talking about how fun it is to play different roles, and there's nothing more exciting to not know exactly what role you're going to play and step into that role and perform. So so this goes to back to how things tie in together. When in meditation, if you follow Dr. Joe's work, but even if you follow anybody else that talks about manifestation, about law of attraction, about principles, of universal principles. When you want what you desire, when you know what you want, what do? Like, what is that one principle? You act as if. Thank you so much for the superstars. You act as if. We act. Okay, so here goes the big truth bomb that I want. It's the main one, actually, for this live. And I hadn't dared to say it before, but here it goes. So I've been, again, coming into these, we all are. You guys probably have heard people talk about, okay, new energies coming into the planet. People are waking up. Of course, like, people are waking up. We see the wildness of the structures that have kept us, that are shifting, crumbling down, struggling to maintain it themselves. Things are not going to be ever the same. They haven't been since they've been, the pandemic created massive shifts. We continue to create massive shifts, but guess what? We've heard about the movie The Matrix. It's not a sci-fi. We've probably heard this before, but there are levels of reality. We've heard about 3D, 4D, 5D, and all that is happening and playing out. It's all 3D, and so I've written about this in my Facebook. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Part 3 it talks about my mystical experiences. And now, since Saturday, I've been listening to Franco Romero. If you're interested in him, I highly recommend, if you're interested in near-death experiences and understanding the Matrix and understanding this reality, understanding what happens when you cross the veil. You can hear it from him. He's way more experienced than me in that, but I follow and understand everything he is saying, because I had an experience that not only one, two, but the most recent one was the clearest one, where I saw the nature of reality. So this usually happens when you have a near-death experience, when you cross over, when you see beyond the veil, when you get shown that there is way more to this reality than what we think. And that is the big truth bomb, is that we live in a simulation. Yeah. Take that in for a moment. I'm happy to have these conversations deeper and deeper with other people that want to know more about this, and that maybe have had some experience like this. Some people have experienced something like this using plant medicine. Some people have had near-death experiences. Maybe you listen to Dolores Cannon. Maybe you listen to other authors and people that talk about this. Maybe you follow a tradition that believes in soul reincarnation. All these things that the analytical brain cannot understand. These are clues. These, what we call reality in the 3D, is just like what I did today in a commercial. I played a role. I acted as this person, and I believed it. I believed I was in that role as if I was this person, a persona. This is what actors do. And so when we can see that what is happening around the world is, when we can see it from another perspective, a higher perspective, we don't get wrapped into it. We don't get pulled into it, into a vibration that is going to take us out of being able to see clearly what is really going on. And I know that for everyone is different because we all play different roles. For some people, it is closer to home. For some people, they may be fearing deportation. They may be closer to what's happening, and there's natural fear because we're human. But this is, when we learn to recognize that when it's a knowing, when it's a clear knowing that when I am out of sync with myself, when I'm stressed, stress is like it's a guidance. It's a guidance. Our inner guidance is telling us there's something that needs to be paid. We need to pay attention to something. We need to pivot in some way. It's trying to keep us safe, and we pay attention and we take the action. But we realign again. We don't get stuck in the spiral and then down spiral. So, what's happening in the United States with the powers that are now controlling the government, when you have lived something like that in your interpersonal relationships, when you've lived close to people that have that type of personality, it's almost like comical, like that what is happening. I know it's not comical. I know real lives are being affected and people are getting hurt, very hurt. But remember, everyone plays a role. And so when you have experienced seeing these patterns of behavior, you don't get wrapped into that. You can see clearly, like almost comically, how this is, of course, they're going to want to distract. Of course, they're throwing a fit. Of course, they're trying to enforce power. But one must remain in their center, because you are of no good if you don't. You've fallen into the trap. You are no good to anyone. When you stay in alignment, you know what the right action according to your role is. What the right action, not what's going to feed more of that, what they want. They want your energy. They want you to be out of alignment so that you can't operate. Then it's not about winning or losing, because ultimately none of this is real. I know that's a mind twister, because it's like, oh, Christina, it's real. Yeah, like people are getting deported here and there. Yeah, but with what lens are you looking at that? When you're, if this is part of your reality, there must be a reason why you're playing that role, and two, embrace it then. Play the role fully so that you can be if you want to be the hero of, you are the one that decides. You're the producer, the actor, the everything in your movie. We're all living our own individual movies. We're the actors. We're the producers. We choose if we play that role. We choose where we focus our energy, our attention. We choose. And our soul has come in here with, and that's, I was going to say that's a whole nother topic, but this is what we're talking about. When you have a near-death experience, you can see everything from a perspective of the illusion and also see yourself in the role that you chose to come in here, and make choices according to what you decide is what you want. We all have different wants and needs in order to evolve, in order for our soul to do its purpose, to grow, to evolve, to learn the lessons that we came here to learn, to master them, to leave this earth knowing that we're not repeating the lessons of the past, that we have mastered these lessons from the past. And maybe, just maybe, we are confronted with things at the moment because that is what our soul is inviting us to look at, to see how will you act now? How will you behave? What actions will you do? Who are you going to feed? Are you going to feed the fear? Are you going to feed the hope? Are you going to create new solutions? Are you going to take the opportunity, see the challenges as new path? Are you going to trailblaze a new path, a new way? Because we all came with that capacity to create. We all have a talent. We all have that creativity, and that's why creativity is probably our most. It's our treasure. Our creativity is our treasure, because nobody has the creativity that we each individually has. And we can't be in our creativity when we're fighting, when we're stressed out, when we're reacting, when we're in survival. And so, but we can act on inspiration. We can take inspired action. That's a very different energy to act from. So I think that would be the message. I don't want to carry on so long on this. There's so many things that I wanted to say, and just leave these seeds as well of my. I talked to this. I hadn't actually looked at it as a NDE, near-death experiences, until I went. I saw my ex-sister-in-law. And I was telling her I was so excited because her and I have always connected in this way about all these mystical things. And I told her I couldn't wait to tell her because I knew I could tell her. And and she's like, "You had an NDE." I'm like, "What's that?" And I'm like, I did. And I'm like, this Saturday I found Franco Romero by listening to an interview with another what's his name, Emilio Ortiz. He has a podcast, and oh my gosh, I heard Franco, and I could understand everything he was saying, and I haven't stopped watching his interviews. I probably have watched like 10 of his interviews while driving, while in between things. And a few people that have interviewed him have he'll go on and on about all these deeper knowings about who we truly are, and the nature of reality. And I get it all. I understand everything he's saying, and I have cried more times listening to someone than anybody that I've ever listened to, than listening to Franco, because I keep remembering what I lived in February, my NDA. Cause you forget, and that's why I also wanted to do this live, because I don't want to forget. It's like and part of the reason why I know that this is important is because I have this is part of the message. This is part of why I experienced it, so that whomever is touched by this message, if it resonates with you, to help you wake up from the nature of this reality, to see that we're all living in a simulation. When I say it from my human self, it sounds really crazy. It sounds like I'm crazy, I'm nuts. When I say it from my soul's perspective, it completely makes sense. And it's exciting. So I am human too. And I too, like you, probably are like, that does not make sense. But if it could just plant a seed for you, that's okay. It will, we don't need to get there today. I've been on this quest of understanding life for a very long time, and we all evolve in our own timeline. So one of the things that I wanted to share, and why it also was so important, was that when I was in my experience, and I keep remembering bits and pieces because there was so much. It was a whole movie, like a series of movies, probably like a trilogy of movies that happened during my experience. And one of them, I could see the United States and Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Vladimir Putin, and all from this perspective of a game, a big game. And I was asked if I wanted to continue playing in this earth game. And I wrote about it, and again, I think it's going to be something that I'll continue to talk about, because again, this is why I had that experience, so that I could find my way to making meaning to this and sharing it. It was not for me alone. And so so what is happening right now in our current state of affairs in this physical reality, in this 3D reality, yes, it can be scary. Yes, it can be make us so angry and so indignated. But again, if you know how to self-regulate yourself with someone or a group of people that are trying to intimidate you and trying all sorts of things to make you fall into giving your energy away, they will gladly take it. And then you are of no good to, then your role, what is your role? From what energy will you act? If you need to take inspired action, take inspired action. Reacting won't be of service. It will be to your detriment, and to the detriment of the new earth where we're all going. It will just take us longer. Things accelerate when we act out of inspired action. So it's important to stay inspired, stay in elevated states, create the life that you want, no matter what the circumstances are. The circumstances don't matter. They don't materialize. What materializes is from your state of being. That's what matters. That's what materializes. I've materialized, and I wanted to show you these. These are my potentials. I use a formula. This is Dr. Joe's formula. I use the Tuning into New Potentials formula, where I write down in one column what I want, clearly, how I want things to be, how how I want to work. This is my work one. I have this one right here is this reality right now. It's me being in beautiful Bend, Oregon, in a beautiful resort, beautiful huge room. Everything is paid for. Weather is perfect. My girls are taken care of. I'm getting paid to do this work where I'm playing and having fun. I get to talk to you. I get to meditate with my group. I get to coach my clients. I get to create continue working on my courses. Get to tell you about my upcoming retreat. I get to do all this because this is what I created. I deliberately created this life. And I didn't do this fighting anyone or being mad or indignated, because I can't be of no service when I'm out of alignment. I am no good to anyone. And my work is my highest excitement is to help us all wake up to what is truly our potential, to share with you tools, resources, processes, to live in alignment with who you came here to be. Life is supposed to be fun. We know this. We know this in our core. We didn't come to suffer. I mean, temporarily, if you'd like to, a bit, because out of the contrast, we create more of what we desire. We have to go through contrast. Otherwise, what fun would it be to know more clearly what you do want? So there is that ebb and flow, but don't get stuck in the trenches. Don't get pulled into somebody else's narrative and somebody else's agenda. Don't get pulled in there. I love seeing everybody that I care about. So many beautiful people walking in. So I'm just going on and on. I mean, we are just living in this time of huge contrasts, and we really do get to decide what wave are we going to ride, and what role we're going to play. What out of this life you've already carved out so much. Today I made the video, and this is to this point. It's so funny because I'm like, I know I want to say so much, and things keep like, okay, yeah, now this is the time to say this is. So I made this video today about the top 3 regrets people have at the end of their life. I'll share it with you, but the number 1 is people said, and this is according to studies, and a woman from palliative care, Australian, very well-known woman, that talked to, cared for hundreds of, I don't know, thousands of people in their deathbeds. And it's the number 1 regret is not doing what they truly wanted to do in life, like getting to the end of life with their gift inside, following somebody else's agenda, working too much, missing out on important things and places and people, and postponing fun. And the third is not expressing their feelings from their heart. And that breaks my heart, because how many people didn't get loved, didn't get to hear the words of somebody that they wish that would have just given them life. So with that, and bringing it back into this, this topic of this reality and what we're doing and what we're choosing to feed in this time, out of this contrast that we're living, what does your soul want to do with this? Maybe your soul does desire to contribute in some way, closer to this than others. I mean, here I am, and I'm just speaking for myself, and everyone is different. I'm in beautiful Oregon making commercials, living my best life. I see what's happening in LA. I see what's happening around the world. I see, I know that across the ocean there's atrocities happening. But I cannot make myself sad enough to make other people feel happy. I cannot make myself sick enough to make other people feel healthy. I cannot be enraged enough to make things better. We cannot create from the same level of awareness that created the problem. We have to come from a different place. When I'm in joy, when I am in alignment with my true self, I tap into my creativity and things just start flowing. And out of me is flowing all my tools and programs and things that I'm helping, in my way. I am contributing in the way that I know how. It's that simple analogy of the airplane. The airplane is going down, and I am putting my mask on because I'm no good trying to put everybody else's mask on. I'm gonna die. I'm not dying. When we have our own oxygen, we have access to the energy that creates worlds. I get to be clear-minded and go on Friday with my daughters to Mexico to be with my family. I get to be with loved ones I haven't seen in 5 years. I get to talk. I can't wait to talk with one of my uncles that had a near-death experience that I didn't know about, that my mom told me about. And I was like, and she's like, maybe you can interview him. And I said, you know what, that is exciting. Maybe I will, because when I follow my excitement, when I follow my joy, that is my higher self. That is source working through me to open up doors, to be a vessel for a new way. I am inclined to be an agent to help create a new world. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to operate from the same level that created all this mess. I've never felt part of I've never understood the systems. I've never understood the ways that are collapsing now. There's got to be there are new ways. They're already being created, and that's where all of us come into play. We all play a role, because that's why we're here. That's why we're here right now in this time, space, reality. We all are here. That gift that is inside of you is waiting to be, or maybe you're already doing it. I hope so. And that could be, to you, it could be painting. I mean, look at Frida Kahlo. Or your painting can be an inspiration for someone to give them hope, to give beauty to life, to the world. You know, maybe you create a new, I don't know, a recipe that is just going to be so delicious that everybody, it's going to be the most precious thing. Maybe you create jewelry that just, inspires people to remember who they are. I don't know what it is that your gift is, but I know that there is no one like you. And I know that your life has caused you to want all these things, and that all your contrast, you have birthed desires that are waiting for you to realize them. And the time is now. And it's not that we're out of time, but the time is now to act. And that's what we got to do. It's more than knowing. It's more than, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, this is not entertainment. This is action. Take action. Do what you need to do. These are my potentials. And I'm living a potential right now. And I'm in love with my life. I'm so in love with my life. And I want everybody to be in love with their lives. Satisfied with where you're at and eager for what's coming. I'm so excited for what's coming. I have no doubt that everyone's gonna find their way. And if inspiring you, supporting you is, if we get to be, work together, if this video inspires you, and I'm happy. Again, I say I'm happy. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue following my joy and my excitement, and continue discovering what more can I create, what more can I manifest. There's so much more that I want. There's so much. All right. So a few things that I wanted to tell you about. So I'll show you real quick here my setup, my fire. There's my whiteboard. I love a whiteboard because I'm visual. I need to see it. This is Performance with Soul. It's my newest program, and I'd love for you to come join me in it. It's going to be pretty epic. We're going to talk about why it's about performance, because anything that we do with dedication, could be a sport, could be your work, could be your meditation practice, it could be you doing what you do in your profession. There's a discipline, and the more we're disciplined, like the people that are very well known around the world that made a mark in the world, they were devoted to what they wanted to do. And many, they were just, there was an element of, in all of them, of devotion and being connected with their essence, with their soul, with their purpose. What is it that for you? That's what this is about. And this is about recognizing the things that we do out of obligation. If we're burned out, it's because we're coming from the wrong energy. So recognizing all of these things, reevaluating, changing things up. So it could be performance in your mental body, your spiritual body, your physical body. All of that to me is we perform. And tracking. There's a lot of amazing things. My favorite part is the blueprints, where we get to see, start discovering and start uncovering and start thinking about focusing our attention into what it is that we came here to do. There's clues all written all over your life. If you don't know it, if you don't have it clear yet, or if you have some clues, your soul is always with you and always showing you, guiding you to your highest potential, to what you actually truly came here to do. And so so that's one thing. The other thing is my retreat for Day of the Dead. This is going to be probably the best Day of the Dead of ever for me, because actually I had a near-death experience this year. I mean, there's a reason why I'm starting to want to cry, and that's a good thing. But that's because there's a reason why Day of the Dead has always fascinated me. I think that, like, deep down, I've always known that we're way more than this physical body. We're way, way more. And there has been a lot of death in my family. And I've always been intrigued by what happens when we cross over. Heaven? Where do we go? And luckily, I come from a culture that celebrates this. And so the retreat is a weekend before the week of Day of the Dead. Monica wants me to tell you more about my experience. Yeah, I'll be happy to. So the retreat is going to be about our own death. Evaluating our life, seeing our life now, the way we are living it, and recommitting to ourselves, to the way we want to live our life, and having a clear vision of where we're going. That is the Day of the Dead retreat, and it'll be here in Oregon. The February one, the Return to the Heart, happening again next year. That's in Tulum, Mexico. I just said that, and I question myself because it could be in Mexico City, but it'll be in Mexico. And I, as soon as I know more, I'll tell you about it. Yes. So, yes, happy to tell you more about my experience. In summary, because it's so long. But oh my goodness, yeah. I think if I start, this live is gonna go on for a long time. But I think I'll just do a quick synopsis. But I felt like there was 3 stages to it, and again, like, I'm still discovering what truly happened. But I guess what I will say too is that I know that my prior work, my inner work, had a lot to do with the intensity of what I lived. It really is like a perfect unfolding. In my post that I write about in part 1, part 2, part 3, they're clipped to my Facebook. It's a long read. I think I want to do a video just reading it, because I know a lot of people, it takes time to read. I'm more I like to listen to things as well. But you'll get probably more details of the story of how it led up to February. But it was so it was, yeah, the first part was, you've heard of Kundalini awakenings, but again, I know everyone's different in their experiences, but I know that was part of this energy flowing through my body. It was there was a moment where I felt energy shooting up the base of my spine, all the way through through well, came out my throat, like, and the energy that I could feel. It was like I was being electrocuted. I went to my knees. I don't know if I want to do. I think I want to do a separate video of this one because it is very vulnerable. I screamed a lot. There was a lot of it was because the energy was so intense. But I felt the energy of the land. I felt a lot of connection with the feminine in Mexico. I don't, none of this makes sense. There was down in that area of Mexico, there's a lot of it's not a puma, it's a jaguar. I felt an energy of the jaguar. Again, don't ask me how, but all of these are knowings. When you, those were very present. Mexico is very present as a. I'm from Mexico 100%. I was born in Mexico City. My mom is Mexican. My dad is Mexican. I felt the energy of the land. I felt connected to the land, and I felt the pain of the land, of the feminine of the land. And when this as this energy was shooting through my body, there was a moment. I mean, that lasted some time. That was like part one. There was a second part where yeah, I think I will make a different one. To put the context, I think better and to prepare everyone, because the setting also had a lot to do. The people with me had a lot to do. It was an initiation. It was an initiation, and I knew that the time had come for me for that initiation. I understood a lot of things. It was the timing. It was us. It was part of my soul's contract in that time, in that moment. I woke up. It was an initiation. It's like, I cannot unsee what I saw. I cannot unfeel what I felt. And it had to be shared. It has to be continuing to be shared. Because so that's why Franco Romero is I'm so touched by his sharings, because it's like almost like he's coaching me through, just by listening to him, coaching me through understanding what happened, what happened. And he's, it's like I came out, like I came back to my body, and it was the next day it was like things were fading and fading and fading away. And I did some recordings of what happened in voice memos, but then like today's meditation, we did Unlocking the Code. I went back to that place, and it was so touching again, because I remembered. I went back to that oneness, to seeing the larger picture. And so, to be continued. All right, well, I'm gonna let this live. Oh my gosh, it's getting late. Thank you for listening. I'll upload it, and I think just when I'm one of the things too that I'm allowing myself is to not just go off the cuff. I don't have to prepare for this. My things want to come through me, and I'm not. And I part of my learning now as a in my humanness is to be open to what wants to come through, and because it's not for me. it's for me, through me, for us, because we are all one. All right. Have a good night. Yes, like, share this video. I'll be posting it on YouTube. So, all right. Have a beautiful night, and I will see you soon. Follow me for my adventures. Tomorrow is day 2 of this commercial shoot, and I can't wait to see what else unfolds tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Much love. Remember to always come back to you. Oh my gosh, Chris, you're listening to me. I'm in my room. Chris is doing the commercial here with me. We're in this team. Good night.